beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight is. Woo! So here I am. I don't know how many times I'm going to be here because never know what the universe is doing. So anyway, here I am. And I had to come out here again today because I haven't really seen a lot of these trails out here. So Starlight wants to find all the goodies out here. So anyway, I love you so much, and I'll just show you this. I'll tell you, it's breathtaking out here. It's never gonna look the same, but these trees are so beautiful. So yeah, this is so beautiful. And what a way to start my morning off is by, well, now it's getting close to noontime, but what a great way to start your day is getting out in the heart of nature, getting out with Mother Gaia, getting out with Mother Earth, you know, getting out here and spending time with, ooh, is that, do you hear that? Ooh, that just went right through me. So yeah, spending some time out in nature with my animal friends. So that's what it's about. So anyway, I just want to say a big, huge thank you to all of you out there who have been here for a long time. Some of you have been here from the very beginning. Thank you. And whoopsie, where did Starlight go? It's that multi-dimensional spirit being kind of fading away. Just kidding. But yeah, thank you for all of you who have been here from the beginning. Maybe, you know, in the middle, or maybe just recently in the last few days or so. So thank you for all of you who are here, loving, support, and loving and supporting Starlight. And also thank you for giving me thumbs up, leaving me a message, sharing my videos, and leaving, you know, thank you for all of you who leave comments on my YouTube channel. I appreciate all of you. And also, anyone that would love to send Starlight any love donations, you can, and I will have that app available here on my Cash App. Ping! There it is. And thank you for all the people who have been here helping me out on this journey. And if you help me out somewhere along the line on this journey, God is, you know, God's going to give it back even more, you know. So you're never losing out when you bless others. And there are people that want to hold tight. They see that people have a need, but they don't want to let it go. And you're not really trusting God when you don't let go. And that is what I learned on this journey. I'm always blessing other people. I'm always giving to people. Today I actually was tested. I did try to help a homeless man. Oh, I don't know if he's homeless, but it looked like he wanted a sandwich at McDonald's. You know what? And he's like, oh no, that's okay. You know, he was good. He didn't really want to take my money for whatever reason. So we're going to be tested no matter what. So anyway, before I start, yeah, I'm going to start this video now. So this is, look at the background here. Isn't that so beautiful? So today is about the things that you want to hold on to, you know, the things that you want to actually, no, that was not the video that I was going to do, is things that you don't want to let go of, you know. And you know, there's things that you want to let go of, and then there's things that you don't want to let go of. Hang on, Starlight's got an itchy nose. I got some allergies here from breathing in some of that I don't know, what was I breathing in? Some sage, some white sage, a little. Sometimes Starlight breathes in a little too much sage. So anyway, hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and you can find me on YouTube, and that is at Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K, Dingman. Plus, don't forget, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, plus give me a thumbs up, and you can also leave a message down below, beep, beep, beep. And you can share my videos with your family, your friends. Don't forget to ring the notification bell, and you can check out my playlist. Plus, you can find me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. Things that you don't want to let go of is like people, there's people that you want to hold on to, and those are people, hang on, those are people that they know that you're not perfect, but guess what they notice is that you work so hard on your journey in life, is that they are there through the thick and thin, loving and supporting you. Those are the kind of people you don't want to let go of, is to, make sure you let those people know how much you appreciate them. The people that have been there, the ones that are supporting you, and the ones that they're going to tell you things that you don't always want to hear, because those are the people that you really need in your life. There's a lot of people. Look at this beautiful tree. Look at that. That's like a monster tree. I mean, you look at it, on my screen, it looks really small in my phone, but really, and it's beautiful out here. So there's people, if you got people out there that have been with you a long time, and they know that you got flaws, and they know that you're not perfect, but they are there, and they're loving and supporting you. Like I was saying, the people that you want in your life are the people that are going to tell you what you don't want to hear. It's the people that are going to, and with love, though. See, that's the whole thing. With love, they're going to help you along the way. And that's how the universe works, is that, because God is in all of us. So, God works through people to help us out. And the universe wants the best for us. And a lot of times we can't see it for ourselves. Sometimes, a lot of times actually, the universe is going to use somebody else out there to help you out by telling you things that you don't always want to hear, but things that you need to hear. And that, like my YouTube channel, I don't always tell you what you want to hear. I've gotten people upset. I laugh because, you know what? I had to go through this stuff. I know what it's like, getting help, and also at the same time where it hurts, it doesn't always feel good, and I don't know how many of you on my YouTube channel, have you ever gone to church? If you're at one of those churches that everything feels good, well, then you're in the wrong freaking church. Yes, I said it that way. I had to say it that way. You're in the wrong freaking church. If everything is just, daisies and flowers all the time, and they're not the church. They're the ones that want your money. They want you to get comfortable. Those are the churches you want to run out of, because they're not going to help you to grow. Growth does not happen in comfort, so growth happens in discomfort, and I learned that from my mentor, and boy, is that so right on. Look at how beautiful this is. So yeah, Starlight's never been on this trail here. So people, and like I said, they're the people that they're going to tell you the real deal. They're going to say stuff, and you could get mad, you could stomp your feet, you could scream, you could cry, all kinds of stuff, even like a church that really, now there's a fine line when it comes to church, though, is that there are people that, because I've had it, is there's churches that are ripping you apart to hurt you, to destroy you. No, not that church, because I've been there. I definitely know what that's like. No, there's churches out there that they're going to make you feel uncomfortable, because if you're comfortable, like I said earlier, then you're not, hey, this feels so good, I think I'll, if you never get upset when you go to church, you are in the wrong church. If everything is just, like smooth as, I don't know, as butter, where nothing ever pricks you, nothing ever moves you, nothing ever changes you to work on yourself, you're in the wrong church. And I'm not here to tell you to go in church, because Starlight actually graduated, and like I learned from my mentor, is people who religion is for people who are afraid to go to hell, and spirituality is for people who already been there. So Starlight is learning. I already graduated from church, but for those of you who are in church, you ought to feel uncomfortable at times, because that's how you're going to grow, so, but the people that you have in your life, it could be me, I could be that person in your life right now by making videos and saying things on my YouTube channel that get you upset. And you know what? I know what it's like. I know what it's like to get upset, hearing a message on a YouTube video. Believe me, but you know what? Once it sunk in and I had some days, sometimes I had to sit with that stuff for a few days, maybe a week, maybe even longer, and I had to go within myself, and I realized, what? They weren't hurting me. They weren't trying to hurt me. They were trying to help me. And that's the difference with some churches out there. They just want to tear you apart and rip you apart and never, just beat you up. But you got to have the balancing, it's got to be balance, is that they're not doing it to hurt you. They're doing it to help you so you can grow, just like a tree or a plant. They get pruned. And, I never liked doing any of that stuff. It's like, but I don't want to prune the tree. The apple tree needs to get pruned. There's plants that need to get pruned. You need to cut off the parts that are not producing fruit, because it's going to put energy into those branches, which you really want the energy to go on the branches that are producing fruit. You don't want to have all the energy going onto a branch that's, it's not producing any fruit. And that's what God does, using people to help you so you can learn to let go of things that are not serving you in life. And things that you don't want to give up on is don't give up. You don't want to give up on yourself or on God. And we are going to be challenged, in this reality. God could throw some curveballs your way, and you could actually literally get upset with the universe, get upset with God. Have you ever been there? I actually talked to a lady not too long ago, and it's funny how I meet people. It was standing in the line of a food pantry. Nothing happens by accidents, and there's no coincidence in this in this 3D reality matrix here. Is God knew that I was going to go to that food bank. God knew that that lady was going to go at that food bank. God knew that we were going to stand in line together. Guess what? If you're standing next to me in line, you're going to hear something. Starlight's always talking, helping people out. I can feel people's energy. And, before you know it, we're talking, and the lady actually opened right up like a can't, And, it's beautiful when people do that. I love, and I had that happen to me this morning, as I had a man that opened right up. I love those moments. And this lady did too. She didn't even care what other people thought. She opened right up and told me, yeah, I've had a lot of times I've been mad at God, and I talked to God, and I said blah, 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 blah. And I said, that's okay. You know why? Because there's people listening to everything that I was saying, And I'm like, you know what? Because you can't fake it with God. God already knows if you're angry with God. God already knows that you're angry with God. So why try to act like you're not, Why try to put a mask on and, because you could deceive other people and go to church and acting like, you're not angry with God. But God knows God knows every intent of your heart. God knows every thought in your mind, even before you know what's up. So those are things that you don't want to let go of, and don't give up on God. Understand that we're going to go through challenges. We're going to go through some hard times in life, and don't give up on God, because I'll tell you what, you think things are tough right now. If you decide to go the opposite way and you don't want to really listen to God and be guided by God, you got some lessons to learn, and it's not going to be easy, believe me. there's times that, God is going to challenge us. God is only trying to remove things out of your life that you need to let go of. God is going to help you to let go of things so you can heal from, past traumas and, things that you've gone through in life. And it's not always easy letting go of what, you've hung on to your whole life. So it's a very painful process as far as letting go. And, you don't want to give up on going forward. You want to always keep on going ahead, climbing up in life. You don't want to be stagnant, and that's why it's so important to always be pushing yourself to go to the next level. If you quit now and you just start going backwards, going back to thinking, hey, this is too much for me right now. I can't do it anymore. Is that you got to understand that what you're going through is not going to last for a long time. You got to, the more you fight it, the harder it gets. It's not going to be easier. So by surrendering to God and praying for help, that is the best thing that you could do, is ask God, But you got to come to that reality that you need the help in the first place. You got to really be honest with yourself and realize, I need help right now. I don't know. It's okay that you don't know who, that's part of taking that step of faith in the unknown. And that's where a lot of people find themselves getting stuck, is that they didn't even take that step because they're afraid of the unknown. They're afraid of, what they're going to lose, what they're going to miss out on, but you'll be happier in the long run later on when you surrender. And because you're not really the driver of your life anyway. The universe is. God is. So, and always to be grateful. Don't ever, those are things that you always want to hang on to, is always being grateful. Grateful, like right now. I'm grateful for this moment right here, right now. I'm grateful to be out here. I didn't have to be out here. I could be out in New York, At this point, what would I be doing if I was in New York? I don't even want to think about it, because you know what? Even though this is a challenging journey, ups and downs like we all have, I wouldn't want to go. There's nothing to go back to. Even though I could struggle just like anybody else, I'm happier even through the struggling that I could go through. Look at this. This is where I belong. See this? This is what I mean about the Matrix, because Starlight collects weird things, and this is a bunch of stars all over here. So this is where I was meant to be. It sounds crazy to you, the video game, I'm supposed to collect different things, and somebody just threw a whole bunch of stars out here. Starlights, and stars are all over out here. So yeah, don't let go of being grateful of the things that you have, because if you're not grateful for the things you have right now that God has blessed you with, you could lose everything that you even, those, or not only you could lose all of what you already have, is it could be harder for you to ever gain anything back, And that's why you want to be so grateful for the people that you have in your life, and be grateful for the food that you have, because there's people, and I see them all the time, I help them all the time, you could be one of those people that are out there struggling in life, living on the street. You might think inside, oh, that would never happen to me. Be careful what you say. I'll tell you what, things that you think that would never happen to me. God's like, what? What did I hear something? Did somebody say that could never? Believe me, anything could happen at anything. Just like when we had COVID, that really flipped everybody's world around. Anything at any given time. So that's why you don't want to, you want love, guide, do not fear, but you always want to be prepared. You always want to, be ready, to be able to handle anything that could possibly come in your reality, and there's a lot of things that are going on right now with AI, and so this is not the time to fall asleep. So anyway, I can't see the time on my phone right now, but those are only a few things that I mentioned that you don't want to let go of. Is the people. If you got family, friends that have been there love and supporting you, and they don't just tell you what you want to hear. They tell you the blank truth. They tell you things that you don't always want to hear. But you got to understand, they only want to see the best in your life. They only want you arrive. They only want to see you grow. They're not doing it to hurt you. And that's what you got to understand. Even with my YouTube channel, it's not to hurt you, it's to help you. And God, that's why you got to get out of your comfort zone. You got to understand that you don't grow by being comfortable. You grow by getting uncomfortable. And that's why you got to get out of your comfort zone. That's why you got to go and explore different places, try new things, And so anyway, I love you so much. And so don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on God. Don't give up on those people that are there and that have been there. There are very few, and it's really a rare thing to find, to have somebody that can overlook your flaws. They don't judge you. They actually understand you. They understand what you're going through, even if you don't. These are the people that they're not perfect. They have flaws themselves, but they only want to see you grow, and they only want you to want to see you make it. Those are the kind of people you don't want to let go of. But it takes work to keep those kind of people in your life. So always let them know how much you appreciate them, because that's what it's about. It's not about just taking, it's about giving back. I love you so much. This is Starlight. Thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, plus give me a thumbs up, and you can leave me a message down below, beep, beep, beep. Plus, you could share my videos with your family or friends, and don't forget the notification bell, and check out my playlist. And you can also find me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K, Dingman, Starlight. Thank you for watching. This is Starlight. Namaste. This is Starlight. Love, light, and peace.